project is in Vauxhall. We're next to the railway line, and it's a gallery for Damien Hirst to show his collection. The project is really the whole side of a street, and we're starting with some listed Victorian scenery painting studios. We're in the middle. We knocked doorways between the buildings to join them up, and then we made two new buildings at either end. One at the north end, working as an entrance, and the building at the south end is where the organisation have their offices, and Damien Hirst has his own study.
Scope of works included two new extensions, if you like, but very elaborate extensions, maintaining the internal brickwork facade and repairing it, repointing it as it fits. Bespoke brick-clad lintels over each window, deep-set reveals, staircases, a fair scheme of block work as well into the basements. The sawtooth peaks at the front, they were there to exaggerate the design at the roof level. There was a vast array of specials required down the peaks and transition bricks to form the weathering in between each peak.
With the new brickwork, rather unusually, we've laid it in a Flemish bond on the outside of the building. We're trying to make the existing building look as solid and as thick in its brickwork as the old building. And we tried very hard to match the new brick with the old brick. It's actually rather difficult because the old brick was all sorts of different colours. In those days, they didn't care too much how their industrial buildings looked. So we had to really search for a brick that had something of the quality of the existing building. The brick we found was by Northcott from Gloucester. It's an oil release brick with a smooth surface. It's not like a London stock with a sandy surface, and the colour match is pretty good.
There was a vast amount of special bricks used on this project, both internally on the staircases, on the bespoke feature lintels, and externally on the corners of the building and on the peaks of the front of the building. In some cases, only one special was required. For each special, there was a unique mould made for these bricks to be fired as a one-off, never to be used again mould.
The staircases inside the building are perhaps the high point of the architecture of the building. It was about the fact that we were having to cover up the beautiful brick buttressed walls of the historic buildings, so we tried to put back some brickwork in the new buildings and to build those staircases beautifully in brick. Perhaps the most difficult aspect is that there are built-in precast balustrades, and to build those pieces into these complex shapes and for the surface of the brick and the precast to be flush all the way up the structure. That was very, very difficult. It required enormous skill.
You like to leave a mark on every job. You like to leave a positive impression and maybe something of a legacy. And I certainly think with the Newport Street Gallery we've done exactly that.
Brick is a very versatile material, and I think here we've demonstrated that we can turn something that was used for an industrial building into something that is really delicate and beautiful. The brick has that capacity because of its intricate surface, because of the careful way in which it can be laid. I think it's a very beautiful material.